Good morning.
我准备了一个报告，是关于这个大地思想的。
My report is about the idea of Earth.
我们知道，我们现在都很习惯于讨论世界观的问题，实际上这里有一个根本的被我们遗忘的，就是大地。
We all talk about the world view, but one important thing we have neglected is the thought of Earth.
那我们很高兴地看到最近这几年关于大地的思想开始受到重视。
We are glad to see that the thought of the Earth has been take more attention nowadays.
一个很重要的机缘就是这个发展中国家的这样一个土壤污染。
The point to take this change is the Earth's pollution in some developing countries.
那么我这篇文章主要是讨论中国大地思想的。
And my paper is talk about the Earth thought in ancient China.
那我很高兴是我的前两部分是这个康坦丁教授给我加的。
And the first part is added by Professor Constantine.
那么我很高兴他帮我补充了这一方面的内容啊。
I'm happy to see that he helped me to fill that part.
那么我请这刘立元博士把我这个文稿念一下，中间我再插话，然后做一些解释。
And I invite Liu Liyuan to on behalf of Professor Liu to read his presentation.
Please.
Okay. And the topic is why is the Earth? Chinese Earth Mother philosophy in the biocosmological perspective. At present, we stand on the doorstep of historic change in setting priorities for our contemporary scholarly endeavors and developing relevant scientific pursuits. Among them, the development of holistic conceptions has a special place, including the study on Earth topic. The latter, of course, has a long history. In modern time, yet in the beginning of the 20th century, the theory of biosphere was developed by the Russian scholar Vernadsky. Notably, Vernadsky defined the ecology as the science of the biosphere. The latter is described as the region on Earth for the transformation of cosmic energy. In his biosphere, he studied the biosphere in the cosmic medium and the biosphere as a region of transformation of cosmic energy. And that cosmic energy determines the pressure of life that can be regarded as the transmission of solar energy to the Earth's surface. And in forward, the author stressed that life as he viewed it was a cosmic phenomenon which was to be understood by the same universal laws. Another valuable achievement of the 20th century is the theory of noosphere. The word noosphere derives from the Greek mind and sphere in lexical analogy to biosphere. This term was coined by Edward Leroy, who together with Xiaoting was listening to lectures of Wernadsky at the Sorbonne. In theoretical aspect, noosphere was introduced by Chardin in 1922 in his Cosmogenesis in 1930s. Wernadsky developed the theory of noosphere within his own approach. His idea of noosphere were an important contribution to Russian cosmism. In general, Wernadsky concept of the biosphere and noosphere as a planetary and cosmic phenomenon could become a cornerstone for contemporary biocosmological developments. Still, however, Wernadsky's great discovery that the biosphere is the domain of life on Earth, a biogeochemical evolving system with a cosmic significance, still remains to be a scientific novelty unwelcomed by mainstream science and which remains neglected. Further, the American philosopher Aldo Leopold has put forward the thought of land ethics in 1933. His thoughts were soon drowned in the smoke of the Second World War. After the war, the thought of land or earth began to attract attention because of the deterioration of environmental problems. Especially since 1960s, a number of ideas and writings about the earth spring up like bamboo shoots after a spring rain, such as the famous Silent Spring, written by Rachel Carson and Gaia. Rachel Carson. Gaia hypothesis, put forward by James Lovelock. Philosophy Gone Wild, written by Holmes Rollston III, and many other works of nature literature. These explorations have restored the power and the authority of the earth in the Western context and established the organic, holistic life view of the earth. Such efforts are reaction and effective warning to industrial society and industrial civilization. In fact, the philosophy of agricultural society is mostly based on the wisdom of the earth. From the immemorial past, the earth has been regarded as a god or an object of worship, namely the god of the earth. The god of the earth is often the god of mother because of its full production and breeding ability. Myths about the god of the earth can be found everywhere in ancient myths. The Mother Earth philosophy is the oldest and most systematic in Chinese philosophy of the earth due to the coherence of Chinese civilization and the possibility of close observation. The idea of Mother Earth has long existed in ancient China. For example, in Zhou-Yi, the first two hexagrams of the 64 hexagrams is Qian and Kun, which means heaven and earth. And there's an interpretation about the two hexagrams in Zhou-Yi Xi as heaven maintains vigor through movements, a gentleman should constantly strive for self-perfection. As earth's condition is receptive devotion, a gentleman should hold the outer world with broad mind. This thought can be regarded as the general principle of Chinese civilization since 10th century BC. The second example is Taoist philosophy of Lao Tzu, which directly regard the earth as a mother, human as babies, and treat mountains, rivers, vegetation as the limbs and skin of the earth. Man and nature have primitive high-layer identity. However, the most essential manifestation of the thought of Mother Earth in China is the so-called almanac of Mother Earth, which is a kind of Chinese traditional calendar based on lunar calendar. There are 365 pages in the almanac, with each page corresponding one day of a year. Compared with today's calendar, more information like seasons, weather, farming time, farming works, as well as the historical events are recorded in the almanac in order to guide the agriculture, animal husbandry, fishery, sericulture, aquaculture, and pest prevention. It is a must-read and a practical encyclopedia in the agriculture age of China. Almanac of Mother Earth is the solar calendar. The dominant type of experience is Chinese Earth experience because it is based on the farming works. One thing need to be emphasized is that the earth and the heaven in Almanac of Mother Earth are all concrete and sensible, which means both of them are accessible, personified, existent.
我说两句啊，中国这个一年的365天，它都是有特定的含义的。
In China, the 365 days of a year have special meaning.
但是我们不可能把每一天都说得很细，现在。
But we cannot tell them exactly now.
但是中国有一个24节气。
But we have 24 solar terms.
然后每半个月是一个节气。
And every half month is solar terms.
就是关于农时的。
It is about the farming time.
那么大家知道，中国是一个大概有7到8千年的一个农业国家。
We know that we have more than 7,000 to 8,000 history of farming.
在中国的江苏的连云港的海边的岩石的岩画上，已经发现过6000多年以前的这样一个水稻的这样一个岩画。
In Jiangsu Lianyun we have found the stone pane, which describe the grain, which is in the stone, which is very early.
大家知道这个水稻、养蚕和陶瓷是中国最古老的技术。
We know that the grain, sericulture and 养蚕、水稻和陶瓷 and China industry is three famous industry in Asian China.
所以这个表明中国是最古老的农业国家。
Which shows that China is the country have the oldest history of farming.
所以它积累了无限丰富的农业智慧。
So it has a lot of wisdom about the farming.
主要是跟大地打交道的智慧。
about the man and the earth, the relationship.
那么这种智慧可以追溯到黄帝。
This wisdom can be traced to 皇帝.
所以就叫黄帝，就叫黄历。
So the calendar called 黄历.
啊，那么最近大家知道，中国的24节气已经被列入世界非物质文化遗产。
We know that the Chinese 24 solar terms has been listed in the World Cultural Heritage in 2016.
那么我们北京师范大学在这方面做出了突出的贡献。
And the Beijing Normal University have played an important role in it.
在申遗和材料准备上。
In the apply for the World Cultural Heritage.
下面大家可以简单的演示一下24节气。这个第一个节气呢，一般叫做立春。
Let's explain the 24 solar system terms. So the first term is the beginning of spring.
那个立春，它就是为此中国有一个叫做中国的传统的年叫做春节，就表明春天来了。
In China, you know, we have the traditional Chinese year named the spring year. So
春天是最重要的一个节日，所以我们知道柴可夫斯基的《天鹅湖》都有关于春天的这样一个乐曲。
So our New Year is about the spring because spring is the most season.
这个春天就是万物复苏这个转换的这么个季节。
So the springtime, the spring season is the everything, the plants and the living things, they just come back to the life.
那么春天立春后面的一个季节期就叫做雨水。
And after this season of the beginning of spring is rainwater.
就是到了
rainwater terms.
就是到了雨季了。
It means that the rain season is coming.
这个因为万物因为有了水之后开始生长。
Because every living things they need the rain, they need the water to grow.
我们知道中国五行当中有水，就是。
And we know there are 5 elements in Chinese tradition culture, and one is the element is the water.
那么第三个节气就是惊蛰。
And the third term is the waking of insects.
惊就是打雷的意思。
The waking means the storm, the storm in the sky. That's the waking.
蛰就是冬眠。
And the 惊蛰, the Chinese another character 蛰 means the sleep.
就万物开始苏醒，这个冬眠的动物开始活了。
That means many animals they sleep in. That's the beginning of spring.
这是立春，这就是雨水。
This is second term rainwater.
开始下雨，开始生长。
能暂停吗？
可以暂停，可以随时暂停。
And this is 惊蛰. That you say the 2 characters 暂停 please. 再回来一下，就惊蛰那儿暂停一下。
往这一掐就完了。那就过去了。这惊蛰啊，这停下。这就是这个动物开始活了，这个惊蛰，惊蛰，
Could you turn to the last slide? Okay, you see the 2 characters. The first.
摁这个地方，随时摁下停了。这就是惊蛰。然后。
You can see the 2 characters that the first one is waking. That means the thunder in the sky waking the animals, and the second character means the sleeping. Because in winter, many animals sleep all the winter. So when this season comes, the thunder waking all the animals, they come back to life. Very interesting.
然后第4个是春分。
And the first one is.
这是春分啊。
The spring equinox.
春分就是这个春天跟夏天，就到了春天最高峰的时候了。
It's the.
春分，
yeah, this is 春分. So this means it's the highest point of the spring. So it's the high point to turn to the summer.
这是清明。
And this is another season, is a pure brightness. 清明。
在黄河流域开始种小麦。
And along the Huanghe River, a very famous Chinese river, and along this river, many greens is grown. We grow many greens.
然后是这个清明呢，一般情况下要祭扫这个什么，祭扫墓。
And in this season, Chinese has a tradition to remember the dead person.
那么一般清明的话呢，这个现在在台湾和大陆都要放春假。
So in Chinese continent and also in Taiwan and Taiwan land, we have the holidays for this season.
这个谷雨就开始种五谷。
And the another term is green rain.
然后种玉米，种
In this season, people grow the green.
谷雨。
And
再来。下雨。夏天来了。
And that's the beginning of the summer. Yeah, summer.
这小满。
And nextly, lesser fullness of green.
小满就草长莺飞，就是万物这个最繁华的季节。
So every life is flourished in this season.
大家注意到中国有小雪，有大雪。
And in China, we have the little snow and also the big snow season.
有大暑，有小暑。
And the little summer season and the big summer season.
有小寒，有大寒。
And the little winter and the big winter.
但是只有小满，没有大满。
But we don't have this little fullest green or big of green. We don't have this season.
因为中国哲学强调这个物极必反，这不能满。
Because in Chinese philosophy, we emphasize you can't see everything in fully. Because if you reach the fullest higher point, and you will get into the opposite.
现在这个芒种这个就是万物都已经是长得非常好了。
And this season is about green in beard.
这个时候开始过那个端午节。
So in this season we remember the famous philosopher Qu Yuan, and we have the holidays for also for remember Qu Yuan because Qu Yuan is a hero in China, and he suicide to throw himself into the river. So we afraid the fish to eat his body. So we make a food. That means the food's name is the 粽子. To let the fish to eat the 粽子, not eat the food instead of Qu Yuan's body. So every season we eat this food.
这个夏至就是夏天最长的一天，太阳在北回归线。
And the next term is the summer solstice.
这是这个，再来。夏至，这荷花
And lotus, yeah, this is the lotus.
热了。
And the lesser. This is the lesser heat. Lesser heat means the temperature is going higher and higher, and we feel warmer and warmer. And this is a greater heat. That means it's very hot. So in Chinese we call the three kinds of heat.
目前我们正好处在这个大暑的这个处在三伏天里面。
Now in China we are in the time of the highest, greatest heat.
热到极的时候开始凉了，所以开始立秋。
So it's very hot, and we feel very warm.
秋收开始了。
And after this season, it's the beginning of autumn.
一般来说，草原上开始打草，准备草。
And people in the grassing land, they grow the land.
现在这个
Sorry,
季节
they
出
grow
暑，
grass. And after that is the end of heat.
出暑开始收割庄稼，
The end of heat,
种稻田嘛。
they collect the plants they have grown.
然后是白露，开始下霜了。
And after that also the white dew.
这个秋分基本上就庄稼收割完了，
This is the autumn of equinox.
然后鸟开始往南飞了。
Finish the
鸟开始
collecting
往
of
南
the
飞
plants. And the birds fly back to the south.
这是寒露，
And it's cold dew.
再往前走，不能解释。这霜降就是天气开始寒冷。
And this is frost descent. It means the weather is getting cold.
春天的最后一个节，秋天最后一个节气。
And this is the last season of the autumn.
那冬天来了，叫立冬。
Now we into the winter.
基本上是10月份啊。
It's about the October.
然后开始下雪了。
And it begins to snow.
然后大雪，千里冰封。
And big snow. So also has two seasons. One is less snow, and the other one is a greater snow.
这是白天最短的一天，叫冬至。
And
立冬，不是
and
就立冬啊，就立冬，冬天来了啊。
And
刚冬至
this
过去
is
了
the
吧
beginning of
啊
winter.
冬天
对。
然后小寒、大寒一年过去了啊。
And less cold and greater cold. That is the whole year.
时间的关系耽误了一点，我没有来得及把那后边那点念行了。这个就说这个这个节气是跟周易，这个都是紧密结合的，所以周易中国古代节气的这样一个核心呢。看后边。
So this season is in accord with the Zhou Yi, a Chinese famous philosopher. Oh, sorry. Because time, so we need to save
还
the
剩最后
time.
一点点，稍微的可以把这赶紧翻到后边去。哦，剩一点点，好。
Almanac of Mother Earth and Zhou have parallel connection of fundamental structure and history. From the perspective of biocosmological, the mere emphasis on status and value of the Earth and regarding the Earth as a living organism is just a kind of theoretical description. Earth as a concrete and sensible existence is not only the object of experience and the basis of life, but is also coexistence with man, which means the life of man is connected with the life of Earth. Men have to be accustomed to Earth and experience Earth so as to maintain a relationship with the world and to have a poetic dwelling. It's hard to imagine whether it make any sense to talk about different kinds of problems without the Earth. In this sense, Heidegger revisited the conception of land and earth and deepened the meaning of construction and dwelling, and put forward the thought of poetic dwelling in his later years. He believes that dwelling is a way of human existence on the earth. Dwelling itself must always be a stay with all things on earth, and only then, on the earth and in the earth, historical people laid the foundation of his dwelling in the world. All these efforts so that nowadays we should draw on the contemporary theory of land and re-examine the traditional earth thought and reconstruct the new earth philosophy through the biocosmological perspective after all the twists and turns. Conclusion: one insists that the earth is a living organism. to establish that the earth has irreplaceable uniqueness to the human beings on earth. 3. Recognize the fundamental nature of the earth and the dependency relationship between the Mother Earth and the Son human. 4. Restore and carry out Lao Tzu principle of man follows the earth, and to promote the status of the earth on the level of existence shared there. 5. On the basis of the principle of selfless and benefit universal living beings, we should be kind to others and all living beings. 6. Strict self-discipline and restraint. Resist to excessive development, to help and wait for the earth to restore vitality. 7. Full of, this is the famous poem from Heidegger, yeah. Full of merits, yet poetically, man dwells on this earth. Life need burden or experience the earth, because only then we could live poetically.
好，最后一句就是说，今天的人类都在追求一种叫做轻飘飘的生活。
Nowadays, we always pursue the life of
一种轻松的生活。
yeah, to go higher, yeah.
实际上，从我们这个角度看，荷尔德林的话就说，如果没有牢记，人就不可能适宜的生活在大地上。
But from the perspective of hurdling, if there's no burden or merits, we cannot live on the earth.
好，谢谢。
Thank you.